This is the Terracotta Army, 8,000 warriors buried over 2,000 years ago.
Doors. We open and close them every day without a second thought. But scattered across the world, there are doors that refuse to budge, sealed by forces beyond our understanding. Behind these mysterious entrances lie billions in ancient treasure, deadly nuclear waste, and secrets that powerful people want to keep hidden forever. Some are protected by ancient curses, others by modern military forces. For most of these doors, even those who sealed them don't dare to open them again. What could be so dangerous that humanity decided to lock it away permanently? The Cursed Vault of Padmanabhaswamy Temple. Back in 2011, something incredible happened at India's Padmanabhaswamy Temple that would change lives forever, and not in a good way. A team of 7 brave explorers discovered 6 massive vaults hidden beneath this ancient 6th century temple. But what they found inside Vault B would haunt them for the rest of their lives. The first 5 vaults revealed treasure beyond imagination. Hundreds of bags stuffed with ancient gold coins, priceless diamonds, and gemstones that would make any billionaire jealous. But that 6th vault? It stayed shut tight, sealed by something called a Nagapasam mantra, basically an ancient spell using serpent magic. Here's where it gets really creepy. The leader of the expedition died mysteriously just months later, and another guy lost his mother right after. People say there's only one person alive who knows what's behind that door, a living descendant of the Travancore family, but they're keeping that secret locked up tighter than the vault itself. Even modern power tools can't crack this thing open, and maybe that's for the best, considering what happened to the last people who tried. The temple itself has been a hotspot for supernatural activity since its construction in the 6th century AD. The Travancore royal family, who are believed to be direct descendants of a powerful saint, have been its protectors for generations. Local legends say the vault is protected by multiple layers of mystical security, giant serpents, ancient curses, and supernatural guardians that wake up when anyone gets too close. Some witnesses have reported hearing strange chanting coming from behind the door late at night, even though it's physically impossible for anyone to be inside. The estimated value of treasures in the opened vaults alone exceeds $1 trillion, making this temple the wealthiest place of worship in recorded history. But what's in Vault B could be worth even more, if anyone ever lives long enough to find out. Emperor Qin's deadly tomb entrance. But if you think a cursed vault is scary, wait until you hear about a tomb that's actually designed to kill anyone who tries to enter it. Let us tell you about a door that's not just locked, it's actually designed to kill anyone who attempts to open it. In 1974, 5 brothers discovered Emperor Qin's underground tomb in China, guarded by 7,000 terracotta warriors. Sounds cool, right? Well, those clay soldiers were just the beginning. The actual entrance to the tomb is booby-trapped with automatic crossbows ready to fire at intruders, and the whole place is filled with liquid mercury rivers that would poison anyone who got close. The brothers who found it, they all died mysteriously soon after. Ancient records claim this is the richest tomb ever built, taking 38 years and 700,000 workers to complete. Emperor Qin started planning this death trap when he was just 13 years old, and what's behind those doors has remained a mystery for over 2,000 years. The Chinese government won't even try to open it. They say our current technology isn't advanced enough to safely handle what's inside. But here's the real question. What kind of treasure needs that much protection? The tomb's inner chamber is said to contain an entire miniature model of ancient China, complete with flowing rivers of mercury under a ceiling decorated with pearls to represent the stars. Modern scientists have detected extremely high levels of mercury in the soil around the tomb, suggesting these legends might be true. The terracotta warriors aren't just statues. Each one has unique facial features, suggesting they were modeled after real soldiers. Some archaeologists believe there could be up to 8,000 more warriors still buried in other chambers. The most terrifying part? The booby traps are still active after 2,000 years, and nobody knows how many more deadly surprises are waiting inside. Local farmers report strange lights and sounds coming from the tomb at night, and some claim to have seen ghostly soldiers standing guard. Holmes's Murder Hotel Secrets. While Emperor Qin built his tomb to keep people out, our next door was designed to keep something far more sinister in. Now this one's seriously disturbing. Holmes, America's first serial killer, built an entire hotel designed for murder, and some of its doors are still sealed today. Holmes admitted to killing 27 people, but experts think the real number is closer to 200. His murder castle in Chicago was a maze of death traps, rooms that were actually gas chambers, doors that opened to solid brick walls, staircases leading nowhere, and soundproof vaults to muffle his victims' screams. The creepiest part? He hired different architects to build different sections so nobody would know the complete floor plan except him. Talk about a real-life saw. The basement was especially horrific, with quicklime pits and acid vats for disposing of bodies. When police finally caught Holmes, they found human bones, hair, and bloody dissection tools behind various sealed doors. Some of these doors remain unopened to this day, and honestly, maybe that's for the best. The hotel was eventually torn down, but urban explorers claim there are still sealed basement chambers that nobody's dared to open since Holmes's arrest. The building had secret chutes that led directly from guest rooms to the basement's acid vats, making body disposal eerily efficient. Holmes specially designed some rooms with gas lines that he could control from his personal quarters, allowing him to slowly poison guests while watching through hidden peepholes. The hotel's layout was so confusing that guests would get lost trying to escape, eventually running out of oxygen in the airtight rooms. Construction workers who helped build the hotel mysteriously disappeared, likely becoming Holmes's first victims. The most chilling detail? Holmes actually sold the skeletons of his victims to medical schools, making a profit even from death. Today, the site is home to a post office, but employees report strange occurrences, unexplained screams, phantom footsteps, and doors that lock and unlock themselves. The hidden chamber of Taj Mahal. Speaking of hidden chambers, there's another famous building with a secret that's been puzzling historians for centuries. Everyone thinks they know the story of the Taj Mahal, that beautiful white marble palace built for love. But there's a mysterious door in its basement that's raising some serious questions about what we think we know. This sealed entrance, sitting right beneath Mumtaz's tomb, has been locked for centuries, and the Indian government flat out refuses to open it. Some historians believe the structure was actually a Hindu temple before Shah Jahan converted it into a mausoleum, and this door might prove it. The really weird part, people report intense paranormal activity around this entrance, cold spots, strange sounds, and even apparitions. What we can see of the Taj Mahal might just be a fancy cover-up for something much older and more mysterious underneath. Security guards who work night shifts near the door have reported hearing classical Indian music and smelling incense coming from behind it, even though it's been sealed for hundreds of years. The Archaeological Survey of India has denied every single request to open this door, claiming it could destabilize the entire structure. But is that the real reason? Ancient Sanskrit texts mention a massive underground complex beneath the area where the Taj Mahal now stands, possibly containing priceless artifacts from pre-Islamic India. Some researchers have used ground-penetrating radar that revealed a massive network of rooms and corridors underneath the main structure, all seemingly centered around this mysterious door. Local legends speak of sacred Hindu relics hidden away during the Mughal invasion, protected by powerful mantras and supernatural guardians. The most intriguing evidence? The marble floors near the sealed door show signs of regular movement, as if something underneath is causing subtle shifts in the foundation. Multiple attempts to photograph the door using specialized equipment have failed mysteriously, with cameras malfunctioning or producing completely black images. Some witnesses claim to have seen shadowy figures entering and exiting through the solid door late at night, vanishing when approached. Machu Picchu. French archaeologist Thierry Gemin recently made a mind-blowing discovery at Machu Picchu, a door that's been hidden since the time of the Incas. Using cutting-edge electromagnetic equipment, he found a secret chamber behind the ancient walls, likely containing treasures that would rewrite history books. But here's where it gets weird. The Peruvian government is doing everything in its power to keep this door sealed. Gemin's equipment detected a staircase, 2 entrances, and a main room filled with unknown metals, stuff that doesn't match anything we know about Incan civilization. The really suspicious part? Engineers confirmed that opening the door wouldn't damage the ruins at all. But authorities still won't budge. They've actually sealed off the entire area around the door with additional security measures. You've got to wonder, what could be so important that they're willing to go to such lengths to keep it hidden? Local shamans say the door protects an ancient knowledge that humanity isn't ready for yet. The electromagnetic readings showed something even stranger: consistent energy pulses coming from behind the door, as if some kind of ancient machine is still running after all these centuries. Several researchers who've studied the door have reported unusual dreams about advanced civilizations and mysterious technologies. The stone used to seal this entrance isn't even from the region. Tests show it came from hundreds of miles away and contains traces of materials that shouldn't exist in nature. Indigenous elders speak of their ancestors receiving knowledge from sky beings who used Machu Picchu as a base of operations. They claim this door leads to a vast underground complex where these beings stored their most important secrets. The most mind-bending part? The door's measurements perfectly match the golden ratio found in advanced mathematics, suggesting whoever built it had knowledge far beyond what the Incas should have possessed. The eternal seal of Enolo. Imagine building something that needs to stay locked for 1 million years. That's exactly what they're doing at the Enolo nuclear waste facility in Finland. This isn't your average door. It's an entrance designed to outlast human civilization itself. The crazy part? They're intentionally making it hard to find. No warning signs, no markers, nothing. Why? Because they figure future humans might try to open it out of curiosity if they know it's there. Current nuclear waste facilities are already leaking, but Enolo is different. It's carved deep into solid bedrock, using the earth itself as a natural seal. The Finnish engineers faced a wild challenge. How do you warn people 1 million years from now about the danger, when languages, symbols, and even our way of thinking might be completely different? Their solution was basically to pull a massive disappearing act. hiding the entrance so well that future generations won't even know it exists. The facility is still under construction, but when it's done, it'll be the first permanent solution for storing nuclear waste, assuming nobody finds a way to break in. The engineering behind this project is mind-blowing. They've designed the facility to survive ice ages, earthquakes, and even the evolution of human civilization. The entrance will be sealed with a series of 5-ton concrete plugs, each one designed to be impossible to remove without specific knowledge that will be intentionally lost to time. Scientists have even created a new type of concrete that gets stronger over thousands of years instead of degrading. The most fascinating part, they've had to consider scenarios we can barely imagine, like how to stop future archaeologists who might discover it accidentally, or what to do if humans evolve into a completely different species. They're even planning for the possibility that future civilizations might develop the technology we can't even conceive of yet. Pablo Escobar's mysterious Miami safe. When Christian de Bourdois bought Pablo Escobar's Miami Beach mansion, he probably didn't expect to find a 2-foot square safe weighing 700 pounds hidden under the foundation. This isn't just any safe. It belonged to the world's most notorious drug lord, and it's still locked tight. The demolition crew found it while tearing down the house, and everyone's going crazy trying to guess what's inside. Escobar was famous for stashing millions in cash and valuables in random places, inside walls, under garden soil, and even in coffee cans. Another safe was actually stolen from the property before it could be opened, triggering a police investigation that's still ongoing. The current safe is sitting in a bank vault while de Bourdois finishes building his new house, but the construction site is under 24/7 surveillance because who knows what other secrets might be buried there. The really wild part, de Bourdois paid $9.65 million for the property, but what's in that safe could be worth way more. The Forbidden Room 873. Canada's Banff Springs Hotel holds one of the creepiest sealed doors in North America, Room 873. The story goes that a family of 3 checked into this room and never checked out. The father completely lost it one night, murdered his wife and daughter, and then took his own life. The hotel cleaned up and tried to rent the room again, but things got weird fast. Every single guest reported waking up to terrifying screams in the middle of the night. Bloody handprints would appear on mirrors and walls, only to reappear minutes after being cleaned off. Eventually, the hotel had no choice. They sealed the room completely, removing the door and building a new wall. Today, if you walk down the 8th floor, you'll notice something odd. The room numbers jump from 871 to 875. Ask any staff member about it, and they'll literally refuse to speak. Some guests in neighboring rooms claim they still hear children's laughter and crying coming from inside the sealed room late at night. The twist is, the room doesn't even have a door for anybody to open it. Room 873, positioned on the 8th floor, cryptically went missing out of the blue. The door to room 873 was no longer visible. Instead, there was a huge wall in the middle of nowhere. Interestingly, when you knock on the wall, you'll realize that there resides some hole, giving you an idea of the existence of a door or an entire room at the rear of the cemented wall. The Hall of Records under the Sphinx. Picture this. Beneath the Great Sphinx of Giza lies a massive library containing the lost knowledge of Atlantis. At least that's what some researchers believe. The idea came from a psychic's vision in the 1940s, claiming there's a hall of records hidden behind a sealed door under the ancient monument. The The world's top Egyptologists have mapped every inch of the Sphinx, searching for this legendary chamber. While they did find some underground passages and caves, the actual door to this supposed library remains elusive. Here's the twist. During one of these excavations, they discovered an entire forgotten city, but it was just the living quarters for the workers who built the Sphinx. The really intriguing part? Ground-penetrating radar has detected a large, empty chamber exactly where the psychic said the door would be, but Egyptian authorities won't allow any excavation. Some say they're protecting priceless artifacts, others think they're hiding evidence that would rewrite ancient history. Recent satellite imaging has revealed mysterious heat signatures coming from this area, suggesting the chamber might not be as empty as we think. Ancient Egyptian texts mention a house of knowledge containing scrolls from the time before the Great Flood, hidden beneath a sacred guardian. Several expedition teams have reported their equipment mysteriously failing when they get too close to certain areas under the Sphinx. The most compelling evidence? Acoustic testing has shown that the rock beneath the Sphinx is hollow in a perfect rectangular pattern, exactly the dimensions of a large library chamber. Local legends speak of strange lights and ancient chanting heard around the monument during the full moon, especially near the suspected entrance. In 1997, a team of researchers using specialized seismic equipment detected what appeared to be a network of tunnels leading to a large chamber beneath the Sphinx's pores. Even more fascinating, they found evidence of a sophisticated ventilation system that's still functioning after thousands of years. What's really mind-blowing is that the chamber seems to be perfectly preserved, sealed off from the outside world by technology we still don't fully understand. Could this be the legendary Hall of Records? And if so, what secrets about our past might it contain? The Frenchman. At first impression, Frenchman Island appears uninteresting. The island near the entrance to Whangarei Harbor is famed for its fishing and shark encounters. It is a tiny outcrop with a sprinkling of shrubs on its steep, rocky edge. However, when you approach the Frenchman, which is called after a French soldier's helmet, you will notice a bizarre gateway sealed with concrete, complete with rounded pillars and 3 concrete stairs. In 1864, Ngati Kahu surrendered the Frenchman and 8 other islands in Whangarei Harbor to Queen Victoria for £20 each. The island remains in Crown possession and is managed by the Northland Regional Council. The mysterious concrete door on Frenchman Island, located at the entrance to Whangarei Harbor, has sparked speculation about its purpose. According to an article by Stuff, the door is sealed with concrete and framed by rounded pillars with 3 steps at its feet. Rumors suggest the door was used to conceal explosives or was a wartime decoy. Some have linked the door to past smuggling in Whangarei Heads, where in the 19th century cargo like tobacco and whiskey was stowed away at nearby Smugglers Bay. A Frenchman associated with the smugglers lived inside the island, and if he saw the excise men nearby, he would light a smoky fire to alert lookouts above Smugglers Bay. But Whangarei Heads, local Lionel Sands was handed the key to the door's mystery 70 years ago as a 6-year-old by his father. Sands's father shared the secret with his son when he spoke of Sands's grandfather, Marmaduke Lionel Sands. Sands revealed, "I learned it wasn't a door to a secret cabin," he said. "There are no pirates, no villains, or anything like that. It's actually very boring." The Svalbard Doomsday Vault. Deep in the Arctic Circle, there's a facility with a set of doors designed to protect humanity's last hope for survival. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault, often called the Doomsday Vault, is basically Earth's backup drive for agriculture, holding over 1 million different seed samples from around the world. What makes this place truly remarkable isn't just what's inside, it's how it's protected. Built into the heart of a mountain on a remote Norwegian island, the vault doesn't even need electricity to keep the seeds frozen. The natural permafrost does that job. The entrance is engineered to survive nuclear war, asteroid impacts, and even rising sea levels. Each seed variety has 500 samples stored, making this the most diverse food crop collection in human history. The facility is designed like something out of a sci-fi movie, with multiple security layers that would make Fort Knox jealous. The main entrance features 3 vault doors, each with its own complex locking mechanism, requiring different authorization levels and biometric scans. The walls are reinforced with blast-proof concrete and steel, thick enough to withstand a direct hit from a nuclear missile. The security systems can detect intruders from miles away, using a combination of satellite monitoring and ground sensors buried deep in the permafrost. Inside, the vault maintains a constant negative 18 degrees Celsius, preserving the seeds for centuries. Even if all power fails, the permafrost keeps the temperature stable, and special reflective surfaces bounce away heat from the sun. The really fascinating part? There's a black box section containing seeds of plants that are now extinct in the wild, species that no longer exist anywhere else on Earth. Scientists have calculated that even if humans disappeared tomorrow, the vault's contents would remain viable for at least 2,000 years. The most mind-blowing detail? They're constantly adding new seeds. It's like a time capsule that keeps growing, preserving our agricultural heritage for whatever future might come. Housea Castle Gate to Hell. A medieval fortress constructed in the middle of nowhere, with seemingly nothing to protect and no one to intimidate or impress. So, are these legends true? Was Housea Castle built to defend a doorway into hell? Built in the 13th century, it was located in a remote part of the Czech Republic near the German border, kilometers from the nearest water supply, settlement, or trading route. There is no evidence that it was anyone's residence, or that it was strategically significant. So, why was it there? Some believe it had a supernaturally malevolent purpose, that the so-called Hell's Entrance Castle was built not to keep evil out, but in. There were legends of a bottomless hole with winged animals emerging from its depth. According to legend, the local duke, in order to quell any fears of supernatural events, arranged for a juvenile prisoner to be lowered into the hole. But the plunge was long, longer than anyone expected. Then there came an agonizing scream. When they hauled him up, the boy was 40 years old, and his hair had turned white. He was so horrified by what he had witnessed that he was admitted to an insane asylum. The Duke took action, and that step was to construct Housea Castle exactly above the pit, to prevent the entrance to whatever was beneath. It was completed in 1278, and that was only the beginning. A chapel was built immediately over the Housea Castle pit, believing that God's power was the strongest defense against the dark unknown. In truth, it was dedicated to the Archangel Michael, who is thought to have led God's army against Lucifer's fallen angels. The chapel itself is notable for its numerous references to Satan and paganism. For example, a left-handed half-woman, half-horse figure was shown when left-handedness was thought to be a sign of the devil. Around the 1630s, the castle was thought to be possessed by a Swedish black magic practitioner named Oronto. It was reported he worked night and day to find an elixir of eternal life. However, the locals were so terrified of him that 2 hunters broke into the castle and killed him. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.